So in some of our recent videos, some of you may have heard us talk about this chive dressing that Dan makes. This is Dan. She is our foreign exchange student from Vietnam. And one of the things that she brought with her when she came here was this recipe.
Yeah.
And how do you say it?
Mỡ hành.
Mỡ hành.
Yeah, mỡ is like oil, fat, and hành is chive. So mỡ hành.
And it's been in several of our videos, maybe 4 or 5 videos recently, and every single time we mention it either on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, we keep getting requests on, I need a recipe. I need to know how to make it. And it's super simple.
Yeah, super simple.
And Dan is here with us today, and she's going to show us how to make it.
Yay!
So ingredients-wise, you need jars to store them in, heat-proof jars like mason jars. You'll need some oil. We're going to use, what is this, avocado oil?
Yeah, avocado.
You could use olive oil. Olive oil's got a pretty strong taste, so you probably want something a little more neutral like this, or sunflower oil, processed vegetable oil. Don't use that stuff. You need some chives, scallions, or green onions. I've seen multiple recipes call for it. The ones we're using are from our garden out back, and they're garlic chives.
Xin chào. Okay, so Papa gonna help me to chop these while I'm talking. So this called mỡ hành, and it's usually used to put on rice. Vietnamese traditional dishes like broken rice and rice paper and kinds like that, and it's pretty good with rice. So
Am I doing a good job?
yeah, did it better than me. I cannot cut it this small. Perfect. So the first time that I made this oil chive, I just call it oil chive because it sounds like mỡ hành in English. So the first time I introduced it to my parents is when I made broken rice. I put it in broken rice and we ate it with meat and egg and rice and vegetables, and everyone said it's pretty good. So I made it again, and I think my parents put it on like lots of different dishes. Like
The first time we had it was for the Mid-Autumn Festival, right?
yeah, Mid-Autumn Festival. My host parents put these on their hamburger and their scrambled egg, and I usually put it on every kind of noodle soup that I have, and it's go really good together. So after sharing this recipe, you guys can make it at home and try it with hamburger and some Vietnamese noodles.
So we got the oils heating up now, that way we don't get all the way to the end and Dan is done with her part and we have to wait for the oil. So why don't you walk them through how you assemble this?
So how I do it is that I'm gonna put like 1 layer of chives and then like half of this tablespoon. Yeah, half tablespoon of salt, or even like a bit less than half of tablespoon is fine. Thank you.
You nervous? Am I gonna cut you?
Yeah.
The last time when Dan made this was, I don't remember, like almost a month ago, 3 weeks ago or something like that. And she had a huge batch of chives. And she was in here for almost an hour, it seemed, cutting. She cried so bad from the onions. It was hilarious. I think that's what made it take so long, and she kept crying and she couldn't see.
Yeah.
These ones aren't as strong today.
Yeah, it's not really strong. Or maybe it's because you did it for me, so.
Yeah.
So different family in Vietnam gonna have different recipe for this oily chives. So for my recipe, because I want it to be salty, so I just put like lots of salt on it. But maybe people usually don't do this much.
Okay, and some people will add sugar as well, right?
Yeah, sugar. but not for me. I don't think sugar. Yeah, I just want salt. So about the oil, usually I'm gonna heat it until it's really hot. So it's gonna cook the chive on the char. Good. And usually the way I test it's just take a small piece of chive and put it on. So you can see. So we have done with 2 jars of chive that Papa helped me to chop it, and I also put layers of salt and chive, and we hit the oil.
Heated up the oil to the point where you drop like a random chive in there, and you'll see it like it's almost like it's being deep fried. You'll know your oil's hot enough.
This is my favorite part. Let's do it.
Okay. So you just basically take your hot oil and you pour it in over top. Oh yeah. Wow.
Ouch!
Oh, be careful.
Yeah. It's really fun, but it's also dangerous sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really, really hot.
I remember the first time you made it, it was doing the same thing.
Like you have to put it and wait a bit.
Oh, I see the salt way down there is starting to turn. The oil must be going all the way down.
Oh. So the last step is to use a stick. This is a chopstick, and make sure that it's all mixed up, like salt and chive. Become a good mixture. Yeah, this one is perfect. I think I do a bit less oil this time. I should do more, but well, it's still good. It's enough to cook all of the chive. There.
So the process is simple and fun.
Yeah.
Be very careful when you pour that hot oil in. It's going to want to splatter the
Yeah.
moisture. The water content in the chives is going to splatter when you pour it in. So if you wash these, dry them really well. Otherwise, it's going to splatter even more.
Yeah, that's true.
From a preservation standpoint, this is basically just green onions, chives, garlic, chives in oil. So you can't really leave this out. It needs to stay refrigerated or it could go bad. We go through a jar about this size in a week or 2 in the fridge and we don't have any issues with it. But we do have a whole bunch of this stockpiled now thanks to you. So what we've been doing with it is take it downstairs and we just toss it in our deep freezer when we get extra jars. It'll keep basically indefinitely in there. You can just pull this out a couple of days before you need it, stick it in the fridge and it'll thaw out and you can eat it.
And it still tastes really good. Just exactly the same thing. So, yeah.
Nice bright green color. They turn nice and bright green, but after a couple weeks of being in the fridge, they will darken up a little bit, but it doesn't alter the taste at all.
Yeah, but the taste is just like the same. It's just different in color and how they look.
So it adds a little bit of oil to your dishes and also adds a really nice green onion flavor to whatever it is that you're eating, because it's not just the green onions that take on the flavor, but the oil takes on the flavor as well.
Yeah, that's true. It's really good with rice, especially with rice.
And we were just switching our setup around. She's like, I want to make some rice so I can eat it now.
Yeah, it smells so good.
So thank you for teaching us this recipe. We love it.
You're welcome.
I think we've loved everything you've made for us so far.
Yeah, and I'm really happy that my host parents and also my host family, everyone like me, they all love this one. So yeah, it's just happy because I made it and they like it. Yay!
So if you guys have any comments, if there's something that we didn't mention or explain clearly in the video, leave a comment down in the comment section below. We'll do our best to answer your questions. And now you guys know how to make our garlic chive stuff that we've been talking about. So see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe.